everyone, and welcome back. So last night was very exciting in that it was the latest letter from the producer. It was part of the entire 14-hour broadcast, everything to do with Final Fantasy XIV, and for me the highlight was the letter from the producer. So with the letter from the producer, it was number 65, I think. They did go into some more information about the upcoming schedule that's going to be leading up to Endwalker, as well as a little bit more information about Endwalker, most of which we already knew. The highlight for the letter from the producer, though, was the benchmark trailer, which we all saw. I did go ahead and put out an entire live reaction to seeing that, and it was so much fun to watch. I had no idea what I was seeing half the time, but I loved every little part of that. They also ended up showing us some pictures about what the new gear is going to be for each of the jobs, like the gear sets, or I guess the job gear sets and everything. And I also did a separate video for that. I'm going to be putting that up as soon as I'm done with this. But yeah, it was great. I thought it was really fun to see, and so this is just going to be a quick review of everything that we did learn from the letter from the producer. So let's go ahead and pull everything up here. So the official benchmark is going to be available from July 11th, and that's pretty much everything that we did see from the benchmark, and that's everything that we kind of did say. And that was just everything that we saw from the trailer. It was really interesting, to say the least, because we actually got our first walkthrough of Charlian, at least little bits of it. We got a quick look at around Thanar, and even bits of Garlemald, it looks like. So I do hope that you saw my live reaction for it, because I thought it was really good. Okay, but moving on to... yeah, this is really more of a recap of everything that we did find out. They talked about we're going to be getting new stories from the Endwalker expansion, and judging from this set here, it looks like we're going to be... I can kind of guess what we're going to be getting here, because we have Fortuno Levier. I'm going to be predicting we're going to be getting a lot of information about him. We're going to be getting a separate story with Xeno, so we're going to be learning more about Vidra and probably the other dragons. And I have a feeling that we're going to be getting a lot of the twins here, like, because... they keep kind of emphasizing on that, so I talked a little bit that in the last live reaction that I did. But here we have Alice in the background, so the Warrior of Light, of course, is always going to be like the main figure here, but I have a feeling that we're going to be getting a lot of really good character development from everyone. And they talked a little bit more about the new city, so these are just previous pictures that we've gotten. We have old Charlian, we have Razat Hand, and... it looks like I'm kind of tempted by that manor. So that manor is also going to be part of old Charlian. And if I have to guess, it's going to be the Levier home. It's like their ancestral home. So we're going to be maybe paying a visit to it, like how we kind of have House Fort Toms, which is our home away from home. So that's kind of what I'm predicting here. And they also showed other pictures, such as Labyrinthinos. There's Garlemald. We didn't really see this particular picture in the bottom here, but that's kind of the remains of Garlemald. We saw a little bit of that during the benchmark as well. This here is a temple. It looks like some sort of ancient temple here in Thanar. I'm guessing that it's going to be something involving the statue. That's going to be interesting to see. And of course, it's really mostly artwork for these last two pictures. So we have the moon. We also have... I don't know. We still don't know anything about this hidden land here. I've come up with several theories about it, so I'll be happy to go ahead and talk about that later on. But yeah, most of this stuff is stuff that we already know, such as the new jobs, including both Sage and Reaper. Talked a little bit more about the new dungeons, or at least showed us more pictures about it. So it looks like this one here is from the temple that we have in Garlemald. This part I'm really not sure. It's kind of like a mismatch of different locations all kind of merged together as one. You see these crystals like from Amarok mixed in. I do see the train here. Hopefully that's the Doom train or something. We have fires going on here in Thanar. It kind of looks like we're going all over the map here, so that's very fun to see. Showed a picture of Pandemonium. Really not much more about that. We also have Myths of the Realm. Showed us pictures about the two new beast tribes. Like these elephant people, they're really interesting to me. We saw a little bit about them in the benchmark as well. We saw them moving around and they look great. We haven't seen anything about the Leporets yet, but damn, they look so cute just from this little one here. Ah, so cute. The new threats, which is the Magnus Sisters and Anima. I'm really hoping that we're going to be seeing like more familiar faces from Final Fantasy X. 10 was really the one that got me into playing Final Fantasy to begin with. We still don't have any idea what Anima is going to be for, but here with the Magnus Sisters, it looks like we're going to be running into them somewhere in Thamnar, at least judging from the colors that they're wearing. New gear and crafting recipes, which is emphasis here with the Warrior of Light. Okay, so additional updates. Again, really not too much that we weren't already aware of. We have the new small-scale PvP mode, the new residential district in Ishgard, which I have a feeling I'm not going to be getting. I really hope I do, but like if the fighting for housing in Shirogane was bad, like if it was like bloody, this is going to be like straight up pandemonium here. They're just going to be tearing each other apart. Well, I'm going to try anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to get something there. Updates to the Gold Saucer, the Island Sanctuary, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait to learn more about that. We have the new data center, which is Oceania, and the data center travel system's been updated. They talked a little bit more about downscaling. The calculations causing overflow, resulting in bugs, calculations in enmity reaching their limits, flying text becomes lengthy, enemy HPs becoming monstrously high. Yeah, so they're going to be making adjustments for all that. So they did talk a little bit more about this. So they're going to be increasing the gear status between 50 and 80 so that they're a little bit more limited. Overall HP attributes and damage values are going to be reduced, but it's still going to feel the same, so not much is going to really be changing it. They're just going to make it so that we're not just as ridiculously strong as before. However, to make up for that, enemy HP and damage dealt will also be reduced, and experience points are also going to be reduced. So if you're going to start leveling, I suggest that you get everything up to level 80 right now, otherwise it's going to be real pain later on. And for anyone who does have questions about the whole thing, they did ask the very similar questions that I was actually wondering about, such as, are the Warriors of Light becoming weaker? It's going to be the same adjustments applied to all players, allies, and even all the enemies. So you won't find battles much more different than before. And will this affect any undersized parties? Not really. The changes to gear status is going to have an effect, but they're going to add a small buff to compensate for that. Okay, good to see. So we won't get big hits in damage anymore, like Fire for his 50,000 damage or Despair for 100,000 damage. So if the baseline for that before was big damage was 100,000, it's now going to be 20,000. Strong attacks are still going to be strong. It's just that the numbers are just going to be reduced. That's all. And also they did talk about the belt removal. So belts are no longer going to be equipable starting with patch 6.0. No longer obtainable through duties or item exchanges, and crafting recipes are going to be removed. So basically, say goodbye to belts. We don't need them anymore. The belts that you have in your inventory, however, are going to remain there, but the following will be given to the Calamity Salvager, such as currently equipped belts, belts stored in your armory chest, belts equipped by a retainer, and materia affixable to these belts are going to remain intact when you retrieve them from the Calamity Salvager. And from here on out, belts can be sold from vendors, belts can be desynthesized, any affixed materia can be removed, and materia extraction is no longer works on belts. So really, you can still keep the belts, but there's really no way that you can do anything other than just hold on to them in your inventory. So the 35 slots for the belts in the armory chest have now actually been relocated. As you can see here, this is just a quick idea of what it's all going to look like. So they added 15 of those slots to the main weapon hands, so you can actually carry around a lot more weapons, and they're going to be adding another 15 slots to the rings. So basically you can carry up to 50 rings altogether. Okay, so again, that's really pretty much everything that we already know about. and not too much more information. It's really not a big surprise. We're still several months away from Endwalker, and they don't want to give away too much information. The benchmark, I think I'm pretty happy with for right now. I think that's going to keep me excited for a little while. As for the upcoming schedule, so that's going to be the biggest thing here for this video. We have a schedule kind of set up here, but they may end up changing things around later on. But this is the schedule for right now. So this is going to be starting off with the Make It Rain campaign. So the Make It Rain campaign is coming back. If you don't know what that is, it just means that there's going to be like a special event going on at the Gold Saucer. It's going to be a lot easier to collect a lot more NGP points, which you can save up. And I'm betting that they're going to be having a lot more items to sell in Endwalker, so it's probably a good idea to start saving up now. So this will be taking effect Monday, July 19th. It's usually accompanied with a special quest. So yeah, that's going to be the first one that's coming up. Okay, and planned for Tuesday, July 20th, which is the day after, patch 5.58 is going to be coming out. So what patch 5.58 is going to be about, I really don't think there's going to be too many more changes. The Feast Season 20 is going to be starting, but other than that, I'm guessing just some very minor miscellaneous updates, as you can see here. So moving on from that. Okay, so this is going to be taking place in August, which is the Moonfire Fair. The Moonfire Fair usually does take effect around July, actually, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. So this is going to be the celebration of summer. So this is going to be a really special event I can't wait to see all about. And I was actually wondering that if we were going to have it like combined with the Rising event, because that's kind of what it was looking like. But no, there are going to be separate events. So this is going to be coming out August 13th. Whereas the Rising is going to be taking place Friday, August 27th. So that's about, I'd say, a week and a half later. So this is the Rising event, which is going to be looking back on the Calamity, like the history, and just kind of getting to remember like all the good times throughout Final Fantasy and celebrating when 1.0 kind of went crashing and burning. So here, next up in September, on September 13th, we're going to be having the collaboration events returning to Eorzea from Final Fantasy XV. So this actually took place once before, and again, if you don't know about it, the character Noctis is actually going to be making an appearance here in Eorzea, and this is going to be your chance to collect some really special gear, including a very special kind of mount, which I'm sure you've seen all over the place. It's a 4-seater mount. I don't want to give out too much information in case you don't know about it. But the seasonal events replay feature is going to be available during the event period. So quest completion for seasonal event quests is going to be reset, allowing them to be replayed. So even if you have already played through this is going to be your chance to actually play through it again. Access to shops and certain items available after the quest completion is also going to be reset. So because quest completion will be reset, seasonal event quests must be completed before the event ends. Okay, good to know. Further details is going to be available on the event page. So there's going to be a lot more information coming out the sooner that we get to it. Okay, planned for mid-September. They don't have an exact date for this yet, but they're going to be starting out the media tour. So I'm sure they're going to be giving out a lot more information about 6.0. That's always fun to see. And here, oh my god, the bane of my existence. We're having another one of these again. We have another Moogle treasure trove coming back to Eorzea. Really? Really, after all this? Anyway, it's planned for Tuesday, October 19th. And I guess they're just going to be putting this out there because they think we won't have anything else to do until Endwalker. So probably going to have some special prizes, I guess. I'm sure that's going to be coming out with like a whole list of everything that's going to be involved with the treasure trove when that does get closer to the due date. It's not one of my favorite events. Coming out for Friday, November 19th. The official day for early access is when Endwalker does come out. So you will be able to play Endwalker early, starting as early as November 19th. Oh my god, I cannot wait. I think you have to be able to pre-order it in order to be able to play it. I'm not 100% sure about that, but Otherwise, you can officially play it starting November 23rd. So that's when official services begin for 6.0. So, oh my god, I cannot wait. I am just so excited about the whole thing. Okay, so just a couple more things and then we'll wrap it up. Afterwards, we have, this is a little bit of a surprise here, but we have All Saints Week. Usually All Saints Week is supposed to be happening at the end of October. You know, it's supposed to be ARZ's version of Halloween, so it's supposed to come out around that time, but instead they're going to be having it coming out November 30th. Well, I guess we should be happy that it's coming out at all. I mean, last year we didn't even get the All Saints Week, so I'm a little bit disappointed about that whole thing. But yeah, we're going to be getting a very special Halloween-y event just after Thanksgiving and before Christmas. So, hey, what can you do? Speaking for Christmas, we have the Starlight Celebration, which is going to be planned for Wednesday, December 15th. So this is going to be Eorzea's version of Christmas, of the holiday season. And I'm sure that we're going to be getting a lot of special rewards and everything there. We don't have any kind of information yet. It's still far too soon. But otherwise, planned for Saturday, January 1st. So that's going to be starting off the new year with Heavenstern. So Heavenstern is going to be New Year's Day. It's going to be celebrating a brand new creature, a brand new animal. I think it's going to be, I'm thinking maybe the dragon or the rabbit, one of the other. I'm going to have to double check with that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that we can be expecting for the upcoming schedule. So it says here it's still tentative, so it could still change, like if something else happens. But yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much the set schedule that we can be depending on for right now. Anyway, everyone, I think that's going to be it. That's pretty much everything that was covered in the letter from the producer, anything important at least right now. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it and you're all going to be looking forward to everything that's going to be coming for us as soon as possible. Bye!